In LA this week.
I'm Anna Marcos. The LAPD's fallen officers remembered. More on the memorial ceremony coming up.
I'm Rasha Goel. Up next, some flyer-friendly changes at the United terminals at LAX.
Stormwater that usually flows into this empty field by LAX is expected to be saved for future use thanks to a new effort launched by the city today. I'm Gil Reyes in Playa del Rey with the story.
Hello and welcome to LA This Week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Yana Kay. It was an event marked by tears and guns firing in the air. The LAPD's annual memorial ceremony commemorated the hundreds of LAPD officers killed in the line of duty. Anna Marcos was there.
A gun salute and red roses helped honor the LAPD's fallen heroes at this memorial, officers who paid the ultimate sacrifice, giving their lives to keep LA streets safe.
In my opinion, there is nothing more noble than policing.
The LAPD has seen 207 officers die on duty, more than any police department in the western U.S.
During my 40 years with this police department, over 60 have lost their lives in line of duty. Many of them friends. One died in my arms.
Last year, the LAPD took an especially big hit with the deaths of 3 officers on the job. Officers Roberto Sanchez, Nicholas Lee, and Chris Cortijo. As Officer Lee's family gathered to remember, Danny Lee had a message for his fallen brother.
I miss you. Yeah, I want to have another beer with you. Happy times. I just miss the happy times.
Mayor Eric Garcetti paid an emotional tribute, not just to the officers killed, but to their families.
When I get dressed each morning, I see the programs of the memorials from the last year. And we remember those men, the Lee family, the Cortillo family, the Sanchez family, and all of you. We recognize how beautiful you are and how beautiful they were.
Police officers know they put themselves on the line when they take the oath to protect and serve. These officers paid for that oath with their lives. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
And the city of LA paid tribute to another fallen hero as a new pathway in the valley was dedicated to a rookie police officer killed while on duty nearly 30 years ago. Gil Reyes reports from Reseda, where the officer was born and raised.
After landscaping the site for years, community volunteers from Reseda finally get their wish. The stretch of Krebs Avenue is officially named after one of their own, fallen LAPD rookie officer James C. Beyea. Beyea's former training officer is still haunted by the events of June 7th, 1988.
It's a constant reminder of me of what officers go through and the challenges and the dangers they face every day.
Beyea was shot and killed just 3 months into the job after responding to a burglary call in North Hollywood. Sergeant Walter Hanna, who knew Beyea from their days in the Air National Guard, hasn't stopped grieving.
He's always been in my heart, and I've seen lots of comrades get killed in the line of duty, and I know lots of families are very much touched by the experience of the loss, but that loss is everyone's loss. It's society's loss, it's our communities.
But Hanna turned grief into action. He got the city and the Reseda Neighborhood Council to support his plan to build a nature trail to honor his friend. For 6 years, volunteers cleared trash, added drought-resistant plants, and turned this former eyesore next to a flood control channel into a mini park where people can stroll and reflect. The path stretches 1/8 of a mile.
This is one of those organic projects that really came from community members getting together and saying, we want to see change here. We want to see something positive here.
Officer Beyea's mother was there for the unveiling.
I want to thank everybody, all the police officers, Officer Hanna, the LAPD, everybody. It's just fantastic.
A lasting tribute to a hometown hero. At the Officer James C. Beyea Memorial Walk in Reseda, Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
Reseda residents say they are thankful to the city for speeding up the permitting process for the new pathway. Turning now to multi-million-dollar renovations at the United Airlines terminals at LAX. Passengers will now enjoy a truly enhanced traveling experience. Rasha Goel has the first-class details. Rasha.
Yana, it's all about convenience, comfort, and class for United passengers. Mayor Eric Garcetti recently joined airport officials to announce a $573 million renovation plan, which will refresh the look of the United terminals at LAX.
In the security area, making sure that we've got a streamlined process and a quick process where you can actually get to those gates, because the gates will have really nice seating, a modern look to where really a lot of amenities for our customers. And it's all about power. And when I say power, it's about plug-in.
United's terminal renovation is part of an ongoing LAX redevelopment project, which includes building out new or renovating 9 terminals.
Outside the terminal, we're looking to improve the passenger experience too. We're looking to bring ride shares like Uber, Lyft, and Sidecar here by the summer.
Officials say the changes are much needed as they haven't been made since the '84 Olympics.
This project will update and modernize the 30-year-old buildings, so together we can do what we need to do for our guests and give them the experience that not only they expect but they deserve.
Renovations are expected to be completed by 2017, but in the meantime, all other services will be operational. Yana?
Rasha, thanks. And the upgrades couldn't have come at a better time for LA, as more tourists are visiting than ever before. In fact, tourism has reached record-breaking heights. We turn once again to Rasha Goel.
The City of Angels saw a successful year in 2014 in the tourism industry. With millions of tourists visiting the entertainment capital, LA saw growth in many areas.
We welcomed an impressive 44.2 million visitors last year, which was an increase of 5% over the prior year. Those 44.2 million visitors directly spent a record $19.6 billion on our hotels, attractions, restaurants, shopping, and more.
Tourism also had an impact on local jobs.
Tourism helped employ 1 in every 9 workers across the county, and 96,000 new jobs. Of those 96,000 new jobs in LA, 26% were within this industry.
Officials have more in store for the upcoming year.
We're going to encourage visitors to get to know on a deeper level, exploring our distinct neighborhoods here in Los Angeles.
In addition, tourist destinations such as Universal Studios are adding new adventures to the theme park, which officials say will help attract even more visitors. I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
City officials say their goal is to reach 50 million visitors by the year 2020. And those tourists coming to visit will experience a much safer city. That's according to city leaders after the success of their latest gun buyback program. Anna Marcos has the story.
This pink camouflage assault weapon, one of many illegal guns now safely off the streets of LA. The city's gun buyback program netted close to 750 guns. In the past few years, gun buybacks have taken thousands of weapons out of commission.
We've taken about almost 14,000, actually probably from today, more than 14,000 unwanted guns off the streets of LA. And when we ask people how they feel when they drop them off, over 90% of them feel safer in their homes, feel safer in their neighborhoods.
City leaders are celebrating the success of the program over the last 6 years. They say confiscating the guns may have stopped an untold number of shootings and crimes.
Every year, unwanted guns either are used in a home, in an accidental shooting, or in a suicide, or taken from a home and used in a violent crime. These unwanted guns are exactly the kind of guns that need to be off the street.
A lot of these people don't have the luxury to have a safe at home and safeguard them. They will keep them under the bed, and under mattresses, in a closet, in a garage.
The gun buyback took place in 2 locations, West LA and Van Nuys. City leaders turning in firearms got up to $100 for handguns and up to $200 for assault weapons.
Like here, you see here a sawed-off shotgun. I mean, this is not used in any recreational way. This is something that's used, it is an illegal gun, first of all, and it's used criminally.
LA has recently seen an uptick in crime. City leaders say events like the gun buyback are just part of a multi-pronged anti-crime effort. In this next budget, the mayor wants to double the LAPD's Metro Division, as well as its domestic abuse response teams, and he hopes to expand crime intervention and prevention programs. He and other city leaders are determined to set their sights on stopping gun violence. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
The gun buyback program is an initiative of the mayor's Gang Reduction and Youth Development Office, but the LAPD and community groups are also involved. Well, from one collection event to another, this one comes in the form of polluted stormwater. A project is underway to receive, retain, and recycle the water that typically flows near LAX after a major storm. Gil Reyes has the details. Gil.
That's right, Yana. That water treatment project you're talking about will actually be built some 50 feet below ground from where I'm standing in this grassy field in Playa del Rey. And when it's finally completed, it's expected to save the city 100 million gallons of water on average per year. It usually doesn't rain in Southern California, but when it does, some of it winds up here in this field near LAX. As polluted stormwater contaminated with airport toxins, the dirty water then flows into Santa Monica Bay, threatening sea life, not to mention us.
Today, that changes with this facility, a way for us to be able to clean that water before it goes to the sea and retain much of that water so that we can use it as well in this historic drought.
LA City leaders sign off on a $40 million water treatment project to be built below this land. It's expected to transport dirty stormwater either to the nearby Hyperion treatment plant, where it will be cleaned, then released to the ocean, or to the city's groundwater basin. That storage basin is expected to collect, on average, 100 million gallons of water per year.
And the community insisted this project got done. And this project found some champions who refused to take no for an answer.
After years of delays and red tape, city leaders and the federal government finally agree on a system in which the Bureau of Sanitation will operate the facility, while LAX's overseers, Los Angeles World Airports, will continue to own the land. Roughly 5 acres above ground will be turned into park space.
To be a leader in environmental sustainability, not only for the airport community, but in the nation.
And the expected completion date for the entire project, city officials say in about 4 years. In Playa del Rey, Gil Reyes for LA This Week. Yana, back to you in the studio.
Gil, thanks. And most of the project will be funded by Proposition O, a 2004 clean water bond measure authored by LA Mayor Eric Garcetti when he was a councilman. And as city and state leaders make a big push for water conservation, one homeowner is leading by example and is taking water-saving measures into her own resourceful hands.
The water comes in and is stored in this gray water tank here, and it's coming from the showers and the tub and the sinks and the washer, and then it's treated here, and once it's treated, it goes into a 200-gallon storage here in the ground.
Encino homeowner Janie Thompson is giving a tour of her gray water filtration system that she installed nearly 2 years ago. The system cleans water from her shower, tub, and washing machine and redirects that water to her yard. She said she's been able to cut her water use on her 1/3 acre property by half and still maintain her lush landscaping.
Everybody's able to do that. It's such a simple thing you can do, just connecting your washer out to your backyard. And it's legal.
City Council member Paul Koretz, state officials, and other environmental activists joined Jamie at her home to applaud her efforts and encourage other residents to keep watering their trees, even if they've already ripped out their lawns. Koretz said Angelenos must do everything they can to save our trees.
Trees keep the heat down in our neighborhoods. Trees sequester carbon dioxide and actually fight global warming. Trees clean and retain a huge amount of water and holds soil in place.
In an effort to protect the city's trees, Koretz recently introduced a slate of motions to City Council aimed at combating the drought by developing a plan to improve the health of LA's trees and by redirecting used water to the city's water treatment plants for recycling and reuse. Meanwhile, experts from Tree People had a few tips and suggestions for residents when watering their trees.
We need to make sure that we are doing that under the whole canopy of the tree, not just at the base of the tree, especially on the mature trees that we have. So put that water out. It's great to use a drip system like Janie has installed here. It lets the water soak in slowly and deeply, at least 18 inches.
Officials say with a little effort, you can still have your lush yard and save water at the same time. And this week, we begin a multi-part series on a new city initiative called CityLink LA, which officials say will transform Los Angeles into a technological hub of high-speed internet access for all. Medical student Sandra Reyes is studying to be a nursing assistant at the Concord Career College in North Hollywood. She spends most of her day online watching educational videos and reading. But when she has to study at home, Sandra hits a roadblock on the information superhighway. That's because with about 12 devices being used at her house at the same time, her internet connection simply isn't up to speed.
In a perfect case scenario, if my internet was fast and I didn't have to buffer, it would actually depend on whether I was going to sleep at 10 or I was going to sleep at 2 in the morning. Because I would have to wait until it buffers, and then still I have to retain all this information.
But city leaders are hoping to change all of that with a new initiative called CityLink LA. Launched by Mayor Eric Garcetti and Councilmember Bob Blumenfield in 2014, the effort seeks to provide affordable and reliable high-speed internet and Wi-Fi to all LA residents and businesses, regardless of income or neighborhood.
That would be amazing.
I would love it.
Councilmember Bob Blumenfield says right now some underserved areas of the city don't have internet, creating a digital divide among more affluent neighborhoods which can afford high-speed internet. But he says CityLink LA will ensure everyone in LA is connected equally. He says high-speed broadband is not only good for LA, but critically necessary.
I want to make sure that we are that city, that premier city of the future, that we're going to be competitive, that our students are going to have the knowledge and information, that we're going to have the free flow of information, the goods movement, both physically and virtually, that are going to make our city a success and make all of our residents a success.
And in order to do that, the city plans to enter into a public-private partnership with one or multiple internet providers that would invest in laying the fiber optic cable and all of the groundwork for the project. In return, the city would provide city-owned property, offer reduced costs and fast-track permits to streamline the process. All of that at no cost to the taxpayer. City officials say they went to great lengths to understand the needs of a potential vendor.
We think it's critical to increase the success of a project like this, to be able to have done our homework, to have learned what the best options are, and to make those options available so that we entice as many vendors as possible, regardless of who they are and where they're coming from, to be able to deliver an important project like this.
City leaders say they hope to have the public partnerships in place and break ground by next year. Well, the LA River may hold the key to LA's future growth and sustainability. LA Mayor Eric Garcetti is encouraging TV productions to take advantage of state tax credits, and Angelenos ditch four wheels for two during Bike Week LA. These stories in CityBeat. The LA River is the next frontier. That's according to a new report by the LA Business Council Institute, an organization that seeks to strengthen and promote environmental and economic sustainability. The report was the focus of a recent sustainability summit. Held at the Getty Center, topics ranged from opportunities for new housing, economic growth, and sustainable development along the LA River. Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti said that environmental sustainability is tied to urban sustainability. He said understanding that connection will help lead to future economic growth and sustainability in Los Angeles. And the LA River is a great starting point.
In many ways, that river is a prism for many of the values that we hold, and an opportunity, a platform for us to see greater transportation, health indicators, sustainability, urban ecology, open space, as well as economic development too.
The mayor also talked about the recently released Sustainability City Plan, a comprehensive roadmap aimed at preparing LA for a sustainable future, both environmentally and economically. Metro and city leaders kicked off Bike Week LA last week to help folks gear up for CITYBEAT, which takes place at the end of the month. Various bike-friendly activities were held, from free Metrolink train rides to bike safety education classes, all in an effort to encourage Angelenos to bike more often. One biker, who takes the bus from Palos Verdes and then pedals to work downtown, said his 2-hour commute is worth it.
We all work with stress in our lives, and my best days at work are the days when I pedal in. I've got the workout done, I come in, I'm calm, and it just makes for dealing with the rest of the day so much better.
It's about showing people about the possibilities when we not only educate ourselves about what is possible, but also making car drivers and other people aware that people are sharing the road with us.
More than $50 million in state tax credits are now available for new TV series, TV pilots, movies of the week, and miniseries, according to Mayor Eric Garcetti. In addition, more than $27 million in tax credits are available for Relocating TV Series, a television series that filmed its most recent season outside of California, but is relocating to California because of the new tax credit. Mayor Eric Garcetti helped lead a statewide coalition to pass legislation tripling California's film and TV production tax credit to $1.65 billion over 5 years. The credit is expected to support 50,000 middle-class jobs. Downtown's Pershing Square will soon become a place the whole family can enjoy, as city officials broke ground on 2 new children's playgrounds. That's the focus of This Week in Tweets. Los Angeles city leaders came together to break ground on what will be 2 brand new playgrounds for children at Pershing Square. LA area resident Belinda Jackson tweeted a pic of city leaders with shovels in hand, writing, "Breaking ground, 2 new play areas." Another photo tweeted by Jackson showed the Department of Recreation and Parks General Manager Michael Schull making remarks on the podium. Rec and Parks also tweeted a pic of Councilmember Jose Huizar on the podium, writing, "Pershing Square Playgrounds break ground." Another LA resident, Tom Nakanishi, posted a pic of a backhoe moving dirt at the location with downtown skyscrapers in the background. He posted, "Groundbreaking of Pershing Square Renew Playgrounds in downtown LA. Thanks, Jose Huizar." The council member posted his own pic, writing, "Breaking ground on new Pershing Square Playground with Rec and Parks, long-time improvements planned through 2050. The 2 new playgrounds will be designed for children ages 2 to 12 and will feature play structures that will promote physical strength and social play. And that's our This Week in Tweets. Enjoying a movie on a warm summer night, a new Harry Potter exhibit, and a retrospective on a rock and roll legend. All this in this week's Things to Do. With summer just around the corner, it's time for some outdoor movie nights. On select Saturdays, bring a picnic blanket and head over to the Autry South Lawn to watch classic movies projected in HD onto the largest outdoor movie screen on the West Coast. On Saturday, May 23rd, you can catch the coming-of-age film Almost Famous, starring Kate Hudson. Some of the city's tastiest food trucks and local bands will be on hand, plus every event is dog-friendly. Select museum galleries will also be open from 5:30 to 8 p.m. The Autry in Griffith Park is located at 4700 Western Heritage Way. As space is limited, reservations are recommended. For more information, visit theautry.org/programs. Harry Potter's legendary wizardry lives on at the Hollywood Museum. The museum's new collection of sorcery goes on display May 22nd and includes acquisitions from the Harry Potter film franchise. Come see original wands, Harry Potter's robe, his ultimate broom, blueprints of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Spotlighted are new items from noted Harry Potter historian Christopher Knoll. The ultimate broom used by Harry Potter in the Sorcerer's Stone and his quill and ink bottle used while at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry enhance the exhibit. For more information, visit thehollywoodmuseum.com. And if you're a fan of rock and roll, check out the Bill Graham and the Rock and Roll Revolution exhibit at the Skirball Center. It's the first comprehensive retrospective about the life and career of the rock legend. Recognized as one of the most influential concert promoters in history, Graham launched the careers of countless rock and roll legends in the 60s at his famed Fillmore Auditorium. As a promoter and manager, he worked with the biggest names in rock, including the Grateful Dead, Jefferson Airplane, Jimi Hendrix, Santana, Led Zeppelin, and the Rolling Stones. The exhibit is on display through October 11th at the Skirball Center, located at 2701 North Sepulveda Boulevard. For more details, visit skirball.com/exhibitions. And that's a look at some things to do. And finally this week, construction along Reseda Boulevard isn't over yet, but cyclists near Cal State Northridge are already praising the latest colorful safety upgrades. Gil Reyes shows us from Northridge.
The most vibrant renovation along this stretch of Reseda Boulevard in decades is also easing the fears of cyclists.
I actually rode my bike here today, and I noticed the difference.
It's a 1-mile stretch of green and striped bike lane from Parthenia to Plummer Streets on Reseda near CSUN. And not your typical bike lane. This is the city's first bike protected lane. Cylindrical barriers and parked cars give cyclists layers of protection against moving cars.
And that buffer also gives this character and aesthetic a welcoming visual appeal, so as you drive through, you want to stop and walk and shop.
Northridge Councilman Mitchell Englander and pals have collaborated on the vision plan for 3 years. They've added new trees and paved-stone sidewalks to enhance the strip. There's also bright yellow furniture outside stores, inviting passerbys to stop and relax.
People tend to park in the back, and we want to have a reason for clients and customers to walk along the sidewalk, to kind of sit and enjoy, and to visit businesses through their front door.
It's all part of Mayor Garcetti's Great Streets Initiative, a plan to beautify 15 busy streets to encourage more cycling, walking, and public space.
The students will come down from CSUN, ride their bike in the protected lane, come to Joyce's Coffee, and hang out on the sidewalk. We're soliciting feedback right now on how we can extend this project further up Reseda.
The city is offering money for good ideas, part of the push to make CSUN and Northridge a true bike and pedestrian-friendly college town. Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
Again, your Great Streets idea could earn you cash, $10,000 for individuals, with opportunities to make more in matching grants. Visit ioby.org/LA-great-streets to learn more. And that's going to do it for this edition of LA This Week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Yana Kay. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacitybeview.org, and you can also follow and like us on Facebook. We'll see you back here next week for more of LA This Week.